Objection!
Hi guys, this is Tabiasobi, and today we're going to play the Ace Attorney Trilogy for PS4. Specifically, I'm going to play the second game, Ace Attorney and Justice for All, because, well, I played pretty much every Ace Attorney game out there, including the side stories, my favorite actually being the Miles Edgeworth one. But I have never actually played the second game in the series, so consider it a missed opportunity on my part, but we're gonna rectify that situation right now. Yes, we like to rectify things here in this YouTube channel. Wrecked him? I barely knew him. So, anyway, let's go see what it's all about. Okay, play this game. So let's hit that. Episode 1, The Lost Turnabout. Play The Lost Turnabout? Yep, that's what we're gonna do today. And we already got a first trophy, first steps. That was easy. Huff, huff, and puff. Blow your house down. Grr, how did I get into this mess? What kind of mess were you talking about, Phoenix? That's far enough. You can't run forever, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I don't know why I'm doing this voice, it just sounds appropriate. And there we go, it's the judge with red eyes. What have I done wrong? I cannot allow you to go on like this. But I'm just a simple defense attorney. Silence! You are no longer worthy of your title. Yeah, he doesn't look pleased at all. And what's going on here? Is that a flashback? So we're now at September 8th. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 1. Familiar place for anybody who plays the game. Yeah, so you know how old the game is because the phone is like one of those old... I used to have a phone that looked exactly just like that. It was a Nokia. In fact, yeah, and I used it when I was in Japan as well. So somebody's trying to call him, it looks like, and... Uh-oh. See, that guy right there looks like he's guilty right off the bat. Not to judge a book by its cover, but... I mean, yeah, just look at that. It's like screaming guilty all over his face. So it says it's nothing personal, just, hit him with a fire extinguisher. Doesn't get any more personal than that. So, of course, now the plot thickens. Why'd he hit him in the head? Of course, I'd assume he's the guy on the other side of the trial. So now, yeah, his head hurts. And kind of doesn't know what's going on, and here we go. I just love the Ace Attorney characters. They're kind of like really offbeat and just sort of out there. And so this is one of those guys. Looks like one of the hyper-energetic, clueless types that usually show up in this game. And so, yep. And yeah, this girl is really peppy. Oh no. Oh no. So, it looks like we're going to see one of the more common plots that you always see in Japanese games, like especially RPGs. Because, like, I mean, maybe Phoenix is just kind of out of it and doesn't know where he is, but it looks like he doesn't know even more than that. Yeah, so he's supposed to represent this lady, Bird. Attorney at law, Bird Girl. Well, actually, he's a policeman, or she is a policeman. And it looks like he promised to defend her, and now you can't remember anything. That just sounds so Phoenix right now. Yeah, so he's actually a fan, which makes me kind of feel extra bad now. And it looks like she, oh, well, yeah, she's starting to realize what's going on. Just a little bit. So Phoenix Wright says, "Oh, sorry. I'm afraid to ask, but here goes." So this might sound bad, but who are you?
What? Mr. Wright, how can you say that? How can you do this to the fragile heart of a girl about to go on trial? You're absolutely horrible.
Well, this case is already starting off on the wrong foot right here. I mean, But basically, Phoenix looks like he's got to go to court, not knowing what's going on. And that sounds like the perfect opportunity for a tutorial of sorts, I guess, since we're getting started with the game. Yep, you don't even have time to get ready, because the trial is going to start soon. Counting on you, okay? I guess I must have amnesia. You guess? Let's see what... You know, for somebody who just lost his memory, he's pretty calm. I'd have to go to a hospital. So... But that's just typical Phoenix, always trying to help. So he's already trying to piece the puzzle together, so to speak. Tell me this is just a bad dream, why do I get the feeling this is one dream I won't be waking up from? Gulp. Yep. Already sounds like a Phoenix Wright game. Liking it so far. So now it looks like we're on... Oh, there's a familiar foe right there. He's pretty much like the tutorial lawyer. Mr. Punching Bag. Pain. Who always gets pretty much beaten by Phoenix. There's the judge. Familiar judge. Oh no. This doesn't look great. And he's sweating bullets right there. Now then, are you ready? I guess. I guess I should say yes for now. Are you ready, Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. Wait a sec. If her life is in my hands, I should really do the responsible thing. Actually, see, Your Honor, my memory is kind of... Of course, he's not going to get off that easily. The court will not hear your excuses because the defendant is a member of the police. This case is under great scrutiny. Therefore, we must make this trial fair but swift. I believe I've told you this before. I hope you're not telling me you've forgotten. That's literally what's going on over here. Okay, it's time for Mr. Payne to act all smug and like he's gonna win when he's actually not. Yes, here we go. I'm sure you were aware. I don't know why, but that sounds like Payne to me. So, you did what policeman? It was he's already doubting his own client. The prosecution will prove that the guilty party is none other than the defendant. Very well. Mr. Payne, please call your first witness. It's been a while, Mr. Wright. Let's see what you've learned since last time. He's one to talk. He should be the one who needs to learn something. We're going to show that pretty soon, I'm sure. Ah, there's a familiar name, Detective Dick Gumshoe. Nowhere to hide, I'm so dead. I love this game. I love the series. So, now, it's been a while since I've played, but if I remember correctly, Gumshoe is kind of, I mean, he's a nice guy, but he doesn't really get it all together, if you know what I mean. So it looks like, so it looks like he was the one who either trained her or was her immediate supervisor, so he's feeling kind of bummed about this whole trial. I mean, I would too. Okay, calm down, I believe you. Detective Gumshoe, please describe for us the details of this murder. Yes, sir. It happened at the park near headquarters. I don't know how to voice Gumshoe. What does Gumshoe sound like? It's been a while. I haven't watched the anime in a bit, so I don't remember the voice. So, whoa. Speaking of which, here's our first victim. Oh, fell and snapped his neck. It's a bad way to go. Well, or maybe not. I mean, at least you go pretty fast. Don't feel any pain, you know? No pun intended, given the name of the lawyer on the other side of the dais. So, here are the initial clues. We got a autopsy. Got a photo. So, I guess it's going to be part of the evidence. Very well, the court accepts the evidence. Crime photo 1. The victim fell from the walking path above. So, I don't remember as much from the photo. I think there was a phone booth. There was a ledge. Yes, I guess. Mr. Wright, is your head on right today? No, it's not, Judge. It's not right at all. Have you lost your mind? Poor Phoenix, he's just getting it from both sides. Or three sides at this point.
How can you talk like such an amateur? I thought you were such a pro.
Alright, so we're gonna get some assistance from Bird. Still trying to wonder what those feathers are. Ah, Bird. Now that makes sense. So basically you're getting a tutorial of the game. So I clear my throat. Okay, let's see, R1 button. Yeah. So, just going through the basic motions here, and this is only the second game, so there shouldn't be that many mechanics as you find later on in the series or the franchise. So, yeah, so first thing to do is we're going to check the court records by pressing the R1 button. And so, let's see, what was the piece of evidence found underneath the victim's body? And here we go. Let's go through. There's the cell phone. There's Dustin's autopsy report. Broken neck, also covered in bruises. There's glasses found under the victim's body. So there's your first clue right there. And then there's the crime photo. Number 1, let's just look at the persons of interest. There's Maggie, Dustin, Winston Payne, lacks presence. Generally bad at getting his points across. And then there's Dick Gumshoe. Age 31, man, he looks old for a 31-year-old. But he's had a rough life, so let us pick. What am I doing here? Like, first, just look at some stuff. Got a phone booth, a bench, a clock, passers-by there. Okay, glasses. That's simple, Your Honor. A broken pair of glasses. That's right. The victim grabbed his killer's glasses as he was being shot, sir, and held on to them as he fell. Why is she smiling? Hey, why are you giving me the evil eye? Those glasses you're wearing. Ah, yes, this is my... Oh, man, she just has, like, the worst luck. I mean, that's about as circumstantial as it gets right there. Yeah, so she accidentally stepped on it, like literally and figuratively, so it doesn't look good. Oh, and he's got further evidence, let's see. Okay, it's very decisive, huh? Very well. Let's hear from our witness about this evidence. Okay, so it's time to hear the testimony, see what's going on. So there's something even more incriminating, according to Gumshoe, and so during his date, the victim was pushed from the bench area, but he managed to write the culprit's name on the ground. How can he write when his neck was like broken from a fall? Like, he should have just died right on the spot, right? So it says Maggie. There's something wrong with the way that name is. But, like, let's see, what names do they show? It looks like they only show the last names. Like, in the game text. So, M-A-G-G-I-E, I don't remember, was that... I could have sworn her name was spelled differently. But, so... He's doubting his own client. But you should know better, Phoenix. You took her case, so that means she has a case, right? So that's the first. Really well. So you got glasses and the name of the supposed killer being written by the victim. So now it's time to do the cross-examination. Now usually when I play the game just normally, I like press everything because you get a lot of extra dialogue, some of which is funny. But since I'm recording, if I do it that way, this thing is gonna just like take forever. So we are just going to strategically press just the specific points that sound interesting, so we can speed this up a bit further. So, okay. Yeah, and I wouldn't put it past Gumshoe to misremember. He not only looks like a scatterbrain Phoenix, he actually is one, so...
That's when you question the witnesses. That's why when you question witnesses, you have to expose their lies, or...
Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please.
Yes, Your Honor. Talk about trial by fire. Here goes nothing. As long as I can expose the lies, we should be all right.
Lies! Deception! Okay. Sorry, Gumshoe, but... we gotta expose your lies. So here we go. You can press with L1. Let's just kind of read this whole thing again. Let's see which one sounds interesting. I don't like saying it, but it was clearly the defendant's... I see that name is bothering me. Because I don't think that's how her name is spelled. So wait, need to get back there. I'm trying to figure out the controls here. But yeah, so I think yeah, so we've got to press at the right time here. I really want to see your special moves, sir. I'm like, what? Is it karate? You always look so cool when you present evidence, so there we go. You gotta present evidence. Oh, that present evidence. Enlighten me. Yeah, let's have ourselves enlightened. About presenting evidence, okay, when you're listening to testimony, you can compare it with the court record. If you do that, you're sure to find contradictions in the witness's statements. Contradictions. Well, there are many reasons why a testimony might contradict evidence. The witness might be lying, or maybe they're just mistaken. And you see, I have no idea what I'm talking about. When you find a contradiction, open the court record to the item that you need. And then I present the evidence, right? You got it. You can also present people's profiles as evidence. There, so we can check her profile just to make sure that the name is spelled right, because I think it's not. Wow, being praised by pro, I don't know what to say. So, let's go. How do I get to the profiles? It says, oh, yeah, R1, oops. That's what happens when you're like, you know, just clicking around. Yeah. I accidentally click stuff and so. Okay, let's go through this. Present her profile. His date, the victim was pushed from the bench area. I'm debating whether to save or not in case I pick the wrong thing. It was clearly the defendant's name, Maggie, sir. This piece of evidence and the glasses, it's not hard to say she's the culprit. So we need to go back, press the second to last statement with her name because it's spelled wrong, I think. There we go. Okay. Whoops. Okay, let's go back. Here we go. Sorry about that, but it's been a while. Okay. So we need to present her profile. And let's just make sure M-A-G-G-I-E. And then hit... Oh, no, I made a mistake. I pressed the wrong button. No, I wanted to present evidence. I wanted yeah, so yeah, that was a rookie error on my part. Here we go. Okay, present. We gotta go to the profiles, and there it is, M-A-G-G-E-Y. So that is completely wrong. Okay, now we object. See how it goes? Things get quiet. Okay, this is a good sign. Good sign so far. Yeah, keep pointing, Phoenix. Point. Point. What is it? Let's get straight to the point. What's come over me? Yep, he's starting to feel it. He's starting to feel it. Without thinking, I just blurted out objection. And I yell at the top of my lungs, fingers outstretched, ready to take on my opponent. That's the Phoenix Wright that we all know and love. What a rush! Detective Gumshoe? You're talking to me, pal? This guy. Please state the defendant's name for me.
Objection! Objection!
Is that how he sounds normally? I know he's got a pretty shrill voice. You'll see this is a very crucial line of questioning. Actually, Mr. Payne, you can answer. The defendant's name, if you please. Oh, here he goes. Oh, now he's sweating. He knows we're up to something. The defendant's name is Maggie Bird. Ha! Now, I don't know how he figured out that he spelled it wrong, because I think they both sound the same. So it's like it's Maggie or Maggie or... But, well, at least Gumshoe looks excited. Look at that chest-pounding activity going on with him. So as you can see, there we go. The victim did indeed leave a name, Maggie. However, the defendant's name is actually spelled M-A-G-G-E-Y. This is a blatant contradiction of facts, and they highlighted contradiction in red. Since it's like a tutorial, it's trying to teach you the sort of system behind the game. Yeah, detective, I'm sure. Why am I not surprised that he did not notice that? But maybe the victim didn't know how to spell her name correctly. Okay. Payne is starting to grasp at straws here. Lover, not a fighter. I mean, I don't think they were actually lovers, but we're gonna go with that since it's convenient for this time. Justice is blind, but it sure can be distracted. Mr. Payne.
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you absolutely certain that the defendant and the victim, Dustin Prince, were in fact lovers?
Yes, I'm quite certain, Your Honor. They were a well-known couple in the police force.
Detective Gumshoe, please testify for the court the relationship between the victim and the defendant. Yes, sir. Witness testimony, Dustin and Maggie. So, time to listen. Officer Prince and Officer Bird have been going out. Sounded like they were even talking about marriage. The police folks sure are busybodies. Okay, so yeah, that was her first mistake, was going to Detective Gumshoe for advice. Cross-examination, so let's go. Officer Prince and Officer Bird had been going out, something like they were even talking about marriage. Marriage? But wasn't the victim 8 years older than her? What? Somebody sounds like a frustrated single person. See, but this is why it's good to just press. Like, I just usually press everything. But, yeah, mind your own business, pal. Somebody's hurt. The day of the incident see, there you go. And we got a trophy. Mind your own business, pal. So, it's not necessarily helpful with the cross-examination per se, and as far as progressing it, but you do get a trophy for doing it. So, okay, so here we do another objection. Well, that's because I'm her boss and I've got to watch out for my subordinates. Although Gumshoe doesn't have the best instincts, to be honest. But even when she was... Hey, pal. Yeah, I'm sure you do, Gumshoe. Like, I mean, he's a nice guy, but he's kind of incompetent as a detective sometimes, or most of the time. Badgering the witness. Okay. Yeah, that's not unusual. Phoenix. I mean, he's like, his style is pretty much to just throw all sorts of Hail Marys and buy time and like just sort of do all sorts of stuff in order for him to succeed in his cases. So what was this birthday present? She got him a glove. Oh, I see, a baseball glove. Officer Prince was a huge baseball fan, and so, baseball glove. Press further, leave him be. Let's press. Just now I believe you said that the present was something she had bought over 2 months ago. Yeah, are you saying she bought the glove at a store that far in advance? That's a good question. Why? So basically it was a custom-made order, and so she had to make the order like way in advance, so pain, you never learn. Yeah, so anytime people talk about gloves and stuff, it's always going to be a question in terms of, like, you know, which hand you use the glove for, right? And so obviously Dustin, the victim, used his right hand to draw Maggie's name. That's a right-handed glove, but, you know, in baseball you use your offhand to catch, since you use your dominant hand to throw. So since it's a right-handed glove, that means his dominant hand is his left hand. So that one's kind of easy to spot. And I learned that the hard way, because the first time I tried to put on a baseball glove when I was young, I put in my right hand, and so, you know, once I caught the ball, I had a hard time throwing it. So see, like, he's using his right hand. Detective Gumshoe, please tell the court a little more about the name on the ground. So, writing on the ground, witness testimony. We first looked into the handwriting. Unfortunately, we couldn't confirm that it was the victim's handwriting. Next, we checked the victim's pointer finger. We found that there was sand trapped under the victim's nails. There were also scratches on skin that were caused by him writing on the ground, so... I mean, even the angle of the name, there's no way a person could write that, and that's sort of one of the challenges with Phoenix Wright sometimes, because you'll see something that's obvious, but since the plot doesn't allow you to sort of use that as evidence, then you pretty much have to sort of make your deductions the way the game wants you to. And so if I had one complaint with the series, it's just the way that, you know, presenting evidence works, because sometimes you might see something that doesn't kind of make sense, but since the plot is sort of written a certain way and everything's kind of baked in, then you have no choice but to pretty much use the evidence that the game wants you to. Yeah. So just, yeah, pretty much that and the replay value are probably the two main things that it, as far as the Ace Attorney games, those are usually the two biggest drawbacks that come to my mind every time I play them or when I review them for work. So here we go, we're getting to the meat of the subject. It's really yellow. I mean, admittedly that is unusual, but that's not what's relevant in this particular point in the case, Gumshoe. So, yeah, see, the glove's made for a left-handed person. Left-handed? Well, you're absolutely right. This glove is made to be worn on the right hand. That's why it had to be custom-made. Yeah, so I think we're getting close to wrapping up this segment of the game. Let's see. So the victim was left-handed, and obviously the name was written with the right hand. And it's also important to note that, you know, trials in Ace Attorney kind of go a little bit differently than maybe here in the US as well. And it's obviously a game, but like, it seems that circumstantial evidence also has a, like a heavier weight in Ace Attorney games. But yeah, so Gumshoe looks pretty happy. I've never seen somebody look so happy to be so wrong, but that's Gumshoe for you. So the evidence the prosecution has presented has failed to prove like guilt beyond reasonable doubt, and so now, well, that was quick. Can't be over that quickly though. So, seems that we have reached the conclusion. You did a fine job again, Mr. Wright. Yeah, so we've regained faith of Bird over here. And Phoenix is just happy to be through this whole charade without his memory. Oh, wow. Payne actually made an objection. Please give me a few more minutes, Your Honor. What is the meaning of this, Mr. Payne? The prosecution is not finished yet. What do you mean? So Payne has got something up his sleeve. Ah, he's got another... Oh, let me guess. He's got another witness. I have a pretty clear idea of who it's gonna be. Order in the court! Order in the court, so, yep. We've gone through the first half of the first episode. Looks like we're gonna hear from a new witness. And I think we're gonna take a quick break from here and then continue the game at a later date. Otherwise it's gonna be like a 1 hour plus video. But yeah, so that's the first half of the first episode. It's gonna be continued. As always, if you have any thoughts or questions, please leave them in the comment section. Once again, this is Tabiasobi, and thank you for watching.